Hello, and welcome to Storytime here on Build-A-Bear Radio. I'm your host, Victoria, broadcasting from my home library to share these wonderful stories and grand adventures with you this summer. As a teacher of literature, I can tell you every story is better with a furry friend by your side. I've got my friend Buddy Bear sitting right here next to me, and we have some exciting stories for you this week. This week, I'm very excited because we have Sherri Duskey Rinker on to read from Celebrate You. So let's dive right in.
Hi, my name is Sherri Duskey Rinker. You might know me as the author of Steam Train, Dream Train, or the Goodnight Construction Site series. Today, I'm here to read to you from my book, Celebrate You, published by Balzer & Bray, an imprint of HarperCollins, and illustrated by Kang. You can purchase Celebrate You wherever books are sold, at your favorite brick and mortar or online retailer. Celebrate You. On this special occasion, we're just so filled with pride, and we're thrilled and we're grateful to be by your side. So we'll pause for a moment to look back and ahead, to say a few things about you that just need to be said. We're wowed, we're amazed by all you can do and by all of the challenges you've gotten through. You're strong and you're tough and yet kind-hearted too. Let's sing it. Let's yell it. Let's celebrate you. Strong will and hard work have led you this way. You've chased all your dreams. Look where you are today. We can hardly believe it. You've just come so far. We're amazed at what a strong person you are. First you crawled, then you walked, then you ran. Now you fly. Nothing can stop you when you aim for the sky. You were once very small, but you grew and you grew. You grew wise and you learned to yourself you've been true. So today is the day with a joyful hooray. Today is the day that we celebrate you. It hasn't always been easy, but you land on your feet. You have grit. You don't quit or give in to defeat. If you fumble or stumble, you don't ever stop. And you've remained humble, standing there at the top. You can light up a room with a smile on your face. You're caring, you're kind, you have wit, you have grace. Best of all, you've kept your heart in the right place. Yet with all your success and all that you've done, you're still wonderfully you, full of light, full of fun. For all that you are and all that you do, we celebrate awesome, unstoppable you. This is just the beginning. Now go make your way, go shine in the world, make the most of each day. Take every chance to make more dreams come true. You had better believe that there's nothing you can't do. Loudly and proudly, we celebrate you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.
Wow, that was brilliant. Buddy Bear wants to spend the afternoon finishing that story. And what's that, Buddy Bear? Well, yes, we do have time for one more story today. Now we have Terri Libenson here to read from her bestseller, Becoming Brianna. Can you tell us about your book, please, Terri?
Hi, I'm Terri Libenson, the author of Becoming Brianna and the middle grade series Emmy and Friends. I'll be reading chapters 1 and 3 from my new book, Becoming Brianna. My latest book, Becoming Brianna, is all about Brianna Davis, who is Emmy's best friend from Invisible Emmy, and she's one of the stars of Positively Izzy as well. I've brought her back for this book, and it's all about Brianna having a bat mitzvah. The chapters switch off between Bri from the past and present-day Bri. So past Bri chapters are shown in illustrated text with lots of drawings and lots of fun labels. And these chapters show Brie's progression from 8 months before the bat mitzvah right up until her big day. The present day Brie chapters are shown as a graphic novel, and they take place on the day of the bat mitzvah. So throughout the story, Brie experiences lots of ups and downs, lots of friendship and family drama, and she's always questioning what she believes. Although the book is about a religious event, it's told in the same way as my other books, so really it's for everybody to enjoy. It's also filled with a lot of fun drawings and humor. You can find my books at pretty much any bookstores as well as Target, and you can definitely order them easily online. Since my book is really visual and it contains a lot of illustrations and comics, I'm going to read 2 chapters from some of the more text-heavy parts of the book. So I'm going to start with chapter 1 on page 4 and then continue on chapter 3 on page 16. So here is Becoming Brianna, chapter 1. 8 months ago. Mom and I are sitting at the kitchen table shoving pizza in our faces. It's homemade pizza. Mom started making it from scratch when she realized it was just about the only thing I ever ate without complaining. Also, she figured it would be healthier. It's not bad. I like Ramon's pizza the best, but I've got to hand it to Mom. She badgered the owner for the sauce recipe 1,000 times until he finally gave in. Ramon made her swear she wouldn't give it away and would burn the photocopy of his handwritten recipe. I'm at Mom's condo this week. My parents are divorced and share custody. They trade off weeks. It can be a pain going back and forth, but I'm pretty used to it. Anyway, here I sit, stuffing myself with pizza. At least I try. And then there's an illustration of Brianna and her mom sitting at the kitchen table eating pizza, and Brianna's wondering why she's being watched. Brianna's mom. I'd really like to pick up that conversation we had last week. Brianna. Aw, Mom. Brianna's mom. I asked if you would think about it. Brianna. I still don't know. Brianna's mom. But I need an answer. You would need to prepare. Brianna. Can I think about it next week? I have an algebra quiz and an English essay and... Brianna's mom. Hun, it would mean the world to me. Brianna. Mom. Brianna's mom. And to your grandparents. Your grandpa would be so proud if he were alive. Brianna. Wow, Mom. Did I mention she is the queen of guilt? And there's an illustration showing Brianna's mom dressed as a queen with a capital G on top of her crown. And she's saying, I went through 432,000 hours of labor with you. Brianna's mom. Please, hun, this is something you look back on so fondly, and it's a family tradition. Brianna. What are you talking about? You were the first one in your family to do this. Brianna's mom. The first female. And that's another thing. It's so important that women should be honored this way. That is the ultimate guilt. Mom knows I've been a feminist since I was like 5. She just touched a nerve. Brianna. Fine. So fast I almost don't see her get up, Mom races over and engulfs me in a powerful hug. I'm so glad, hun. You are not going to regret this. What Mom doesn't know is that anytime she says that, I usually do. Chapter 3, 8 months ago. So, by now you might be wondering what exactly I just agreed to. If you're 12 or 13 years old and Jewish, you've probably guessed. Yep, I just agreed to have a bat mitzvah. Kids have bar or bat mitzvahs, bar for boys, bat for girls, around age 13. Sometimes younger for girls, because, we're mature and stuff. It marks the coming of age in Jewish tradition. The boy or girl leads the service, in Hebrew, usually at a synagogue in front of family, friends, and even strangers, aka relatives you've never met. This is no little thing, believe me. You have to start preparing about 6 months ahead, or longer if you don't know Hebrew too well, which I don't. Here's the story. My mom is Jewish, my dad isn't. Traditionally, this means I'm considered Jewish. If it were reversed, I wouldn't be. Weird considering the usual religious patriarchy thing. That means men in charge. Big surprise. When I was growing up, Mom encouraged me to go to religious school, aka made me. That meant a couple weeknights and Sunday mornings. Because my studies came first, I didn't always have time to go. and maybe I use that as an excuse once too often. Bree. I have a science quiz and recorder practice. It's not that it was horrible. The teachers were nice and they tried to make the lessons interesting, like with games and stuff. But most of the kids went to the local Jewish day camp during summers and were used to hanging out together. I didn't go to that camp, so I always felt a little left out. Also, I was pretty bad at Hebrew. I know what you're thinking. Me, bad at a class? But languages aren't my thing. I'm not even that great at Spanish. I just study extra hard for it, and that's how I get A's. Anyway, I put my foot down and stopped going to religious school after 5th grade. I had way more important things to do, and I really wasn't that into it. Dad couldn't care less. Mom agreed and seemed to stop pressing the issue. But around September, she brought up the idea of a bat mitzvah. At first, I was like, no way. But she kept insisting, and here's an illustration of Bree's mom chipping away at a stone Bree, wearing her down. So here I am wondering, not for the first time, what I just got myself into. It's true, Mom was the first girl in her family to have a bat mitzvah. Her temple didn't allow them for girls until then. Even her older sister, my Aunt Danny, didn't have one. Her younger sister, my Aunt Ashley, was just plain against it for some reason. I know Mom just wants me to carry on the tradition she started. I can't really blame her. I'm her only child, so this is her one big chance. Bree. Why couldn't I have any siblings? I also know I'm doing this more for her than me. Bree's mom, in a flashback. Hun, it would mean the world to me. But I'm still trying to figure out why. And that's it. I hope you read the book. I hope you enjoy Becoming Brianna, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you for introducing us to Brianna, Terri. This is just such a fun book with such interesting illustrations. Another one for me to finish. I'm going to be very busy this summer. Wow, I can't wait to finish that book and check off another great adventure from my Build-A-Bear summer reading list. If you haven't already, make sure you head over to buildabear.com/radio to download your own free reading list and track your progress. Thank you so much for joining me here on Build-A-Bear Radio for another great episode of Storytime. With new authors joining us each week with great stories you won't want to miss out. Bring your coziest blanket and a cuddly furry friend every weekday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, exclusively here on Build-A-Bear Radio. Until next time, I'm your host, Victoria, closing this chapter of Storytime. See you soon.